Okay, y'all. We're going to do rotationals for mobility. So you got to know what a good rotational class is. That's what we're going to do. I got 2 balls here. If you have a ball, great. These are the ones I used to have available at class. They're squishy, but yet they're very durable. So, you know what could take the place of this? Just a rolled up sock. That would work. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're going to do rotationals today. And one of the ways we're going to start doing a rotational is I'm going to encourage you to rotate through your ankle to actually ambulate. Do you see that? I just did a rotation. So yeah, we're going to get more involved in that. However, what do we do instead of leaning from our ankle? How do we lean? We do this. And we take those first couple steps. And I'm telling you, don't do that. Hi, you guys coming on. I see you. We're exploring the world of rotation. I got 2 little balls here in my hands. And yes, we're going to be in the floor. There's some very important moves that you can do from the floor. So what I'm encouraging you right now to do is the rotation in your ankle. Believe it or not, as we have our wisdom markers, you know what those are, birthdays, you stand a chance of not being so flexible in your ankle. Why? Lots of reasons. Injury, yes, but a lot of times it's just you don't put your ankle through its natural range of rotation. You see what I'm doing? I'm leaning in from my ankle. Yeah, I'm bending my knee, but as I take that first step, my rib cage is very lifted because I want to take that step and I want to rotate and lean from the ankle. Okay? So in doing a warm-up, I got the balls in my hands and I'm going to swing them right here. So what is a swing? It's a rotation. And what is the joint that is the most flexible in the body? The shoulder. Yeah. I think the hip is the second. But do you see this leaning? So as you're leaning to take the step, you've got to go through the ankle is my point, and then take that step. But see, my rib cage is up. Okay, this is a very important move, and I've gone over this in different ways. It's just that today I want to do it as I'm rotating. Do you see this? Do you see this? Woo! I can't talk to him now. It's the appointment people trying to make appointments with me. Okay, see how I'm leaning? You're rotating. If you're barefooted, you're going to go out. Then you're going to go all the way in. This rotates the hip, but it rotates your ankles. See? Then we're going to roll and go to the toe. We're going to roll, go to the toe. Then rotate the hip. Do you see that? I got my ball here. See? I'm going to take this out. Heel. Rotate. Rib cage is up. And I'm rotating through those shoulders as I rotate through the hip, through the foot, from the toe to the heel. So let's do that again. So out, out, yes. In, yes. Rotate up, rotate back. See, I haven't gone up over the head yet. See, I'm holding this in, Then I'm gonna go out like that, way back, and come back, and come back, and come back, and come back. Rotate up, rotate back. Now go straight forward and think about ambulation. A lot of times that's not what we do. We don't think at all. You know what we do? We get up from our chair, we get up, and then we go like this. And then we start to stand up. So I'm telling you, rotate to the sit down, rotate up. Do not take that first step until you say rib cage up and you bring your knee up. And then you rotate through that ankle to get the ambulation. Okay? So I'm hammering on this because we don't lean, we don't rotate through the ankle to walk. Okay? There may be lots of reasons. Mostly it's bad habit. And yeah, we do it to avoid different, you know, you may have dysfunction in some of your joints, but your first rotation that you've got to hammer on, if you're going to be working independently, is you got to rotate through the ankle. See how I'm leaning in from the ankle? I am not leaning in from my back, which is what we normally do. So stop, take a breath, drop those shoulders so they're not up here in your ears. Act like you're going to ambulate, okay? And think through the ankle. Think through that ankle rotation. See that? Yeah. Now we're going to dip a little more. Now we're going to rotate a little more. I'm going to rotate the back knee down as I keep pressing on the heel. And then I'm going to go ahead and rotate into the toe and then come back. Okay? Take a big breath. Now I'm doing this in preparation of the next move that we're going to do. See how I took that step? So think about the step. Think about what this ankle is doing back here, because that's the one that really has to bend right now, because you got to push off if you're going to walk. Now rotate. Bring that knee down. Okay, keep the heel down. You got it? You should be feeling a stretch through your ankle. And some of us, it's quite tight. Okay, now go ahead and rotate. Rotate into the ball of that foot, and then put the heel back down again. So this is one of the best ways that you can put rotation and practice your rotation through your ankle, okay? Yes, invert, evert, all of this. This is evert, this is invert. Yeah, those are all important because it implies movement all the way up, okay? Let's take our arm again. All right, let's go a little bit of invert, okay? Here's our arms swinging. What do I have in my hand? I have a squishy ball. I have a squishy ball. Some of you might say, oh, a tennis ball or a racquetball. Those are actually a little bit hard. So if you have one of these balls, if you don't have one of these balls, that's okay. A rolled up pair of socks that you can squeeze in on. Squeeze in on. So I want you to keep your toes inverted. See this? And I'm going to do a series of this. So here I am touching. But listen, all bets are off if your back is rounded. When you go into this, you're going to push back. Your rib cage is up. You're going to come down into an inverted knee and touching the knees, and the toes are inverted. And then I swing and I stretch. But you know what I don't do? I don't lean in from a rounded back. I'm staying in here. Boy, my ankles have to be doing big time rotating. Say, stay down there, stay down there. See, I didn't come up very high yet. I didn't come up very high yet with my hands. I want to stay in this position. Now I'm going to come to neutral. Now I'm gonna do evert, okay? So now I'm all the way out. Yeah, it looks like you're gonna walk like a duck, but we're not gonna walk. But this is an important move, especially doing it as we're standing, not to walk around that way, but this is a very important move. And we're gonna go ahead and do the knees out and then come back in. You know what I would be doing if I were with you right now? Just you. No matter what kind of joint you had, if you're standing and you're ambulating, then you can do this. So my heels are almost gonna be touching. Okay, now don't be surprised if you start to lose balance. You don't have to touch your heels. You can be a little wider. So that will help you with your balance. See how I'm doing this? See how I'm doing this? Yeah, you're gonna lose balance. So make sure your chair is in place. You can put your hand on it, a wall, and go a little bit wider. But make your toes really go out there. Now go ahead and come down as far as you feel you can. So I can just tell you my hip on this side, this is my good hip. It's talking to me. Yes. It doesn't hurt. I just feel it being tight. See how I'm coming out like this? Got my hands here. I've been going like this. Now I'm gonna go palm up. I'm gonna go palm up back here, palm up here. I'm gonna rotate my shoulders. So as I come down and I'm flexing through the ankle, I'm rotating my hand, palm up in back, palm up in front. Do you see how I'm pushing out? So rib cage up, don't lean in, don't lean in, don't lean in. Here we go, rotate, rotate, rotate. Here we go, right here. Okay, push, 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 rib cage up. Big breath, shoulders down, big breath. Come on down just a little bit more. Don't lean forward. Yeah. Here we go, take a big breath. Palm up, shoulders down, press those knees out, press those knees out, then come back in and turn the toes forward. Now do that ankle rotation. See that? Palms are up, gonna go out, gonna rotate with palms up as I flex through those ankles. Okay, so we've addressed a lot of hip, knee, and ankle so far. A little bit of shoulder. Okay, my palms are up even though I'm going forward. Yeah, now keep your palms up and go the other way. Yeah, tight tummy. Okay, pretend right now that I'm behind you and I'm putting my hands on your shoulder. I know, I caught ya. Drop those shoulders. You want to do this with your shoulder rotation. Palms are definitely up, and I'm just working, shifting back and forth. One leg to the other leg. And I'm going toe, then I'm going toe. I'm going back to the heel, toe. Keep your shoulders down. Take a big deep breath. Big deep breath. Now we're going to come up to the Y. See that? Big Y. Take a big deep breath. Come and bend the elbows a little bit. And then go way back and around. Bring them right here. Here we go. All the way back. Bend the elbows just a little. Keep rotating. Toe to heel. Toe to heel. Bring them back. Now open the arms. Come way down and swoop. See that? So if you're up here and you have discomfort in your shoulder, if it hurts, of course, keep them down here, of course. But don't be afraid to do shoulder mobility. You gotta get that shoulder mobility back before you can really work and do a lot of lifting and stuff like that, okay? So here I am. I'm rotating, rotating. I'm doing a hip ball exchange. See that? Now I'm going to go straight with the arms. You may not can do that. I'm going to go straight with my arms and I'm going to come all the way back down and around. Swoop. See that? Ball, hip exchange. You're rotating now. I'm going to straighten my arms. If you need to keep your arms bent, that's fine, but go way back here and bring it around. Okay, bring the arms down. I know you loved that, didn't you? Okay, cross body rotations right here. Cross body. What are we going to do? We're going to pivot. We're going to rotate all the way up. So I'm going to rotate the foot. I'm rotating upper body, pointing, coming back. Okay? So you're pivoting because that's going to give me a rotation and a pressure point in my feet. And you see what I'm doing? I have to rotate into the feet all the way, both feet. One is really pivoting. One is just holding the ground, but it has to also rotate. And you're kind of, you're moving out to the outside of your feet. The pressure is on the outside of your feet. As you do this big rotation, this is a big body rotation, okay? And bring it back. Now, I'm going to take these balls and I'm going to put them in my little seat here. Now, we did all of that warming up just to get to this big rotation. So here's what I want you to make sure of. Make sure that whether you're holding onto a wall or a chair, don't grip it. Just put your hand there. Shift. Bring your toe up. Make sure that when you move your leg from front to back, that you're not going to hit anything. Okay? I'm going to go just a little bit forward. Okay? So here I am. My hand is here because I'm going to stay rib cage up. I'm going to shift and I'm going to soften my knee. I'm not bending it, but it's softened because I want muscle activation all the way down. That's number one. But number two, this is my hip replace side. Now, of course, everybody's different. However, a full hip rotation, we should be able to do. Okay? So I'm not throwing anything out. I'm not slinging anything. I'm doing an in control rotation. All right? And we're not used to moving maybe this quick. And so make sure that your toe is lifted. If your toe is not lifted, when you come back through, you're going to catch your toe. Okay? So drop your shoulders. Big breath through the nose. This leg is very straight, so my toe has to be up. Okay, and lastly, when you're doing this kind of hip rotation, when you go back, make sure your toe is not turning out. That's the very first thing that many of us want to do. And that's the first thing I'm going to tell you not to do. Not yet. Okie dokie, not yet. So when you go back, have somebody watch or look at yourself in a mirror. You're going to be surprised because some of you want to do this. See this? And that's not what we're doing right now. Okay? You're going to feel a lot of pressure build up. That's okay. That's kind of what we want. Drop your shoulder. Bring that toe up. And you're just swinging this leg in a huge rotation. This is actually a move that, there's a whole series of moves that I do that is prep for Olympic runners. And you might say, well, that does it. I'm not going to go run Olympic running. No, you should, because they're trying to get that runner to get his hips ready to go. We need that too, especially if we have hips replaced and knees replaced. So I want you to get used to knowing how to do this kind of a rotation, a swinging rotation. All right, so here I am, my hand's here. So I'm going to put pressure on this side, which this is my side that I overlean on because this is my hip replace side. I want to engage the muscles better. So I'm not going to lean. So that's why I'm going to put my hand here. I'm going to bring my toe up. This knee has to be soft, a little. It's not bent. Okay, drop the shoulders. Big breath. So I'm right here. Yeah. Toe is up. Yeah. Oh, another breath. And just bring the leg through. Not fast. And notice, are you over leaning forward, back, or in? So correct any of those, but you have to do this. You have to go at this a little slowly at first, because this is going to be a faster, a more straight through swing. Okay, so now see, I've speeded it up just a little. Still in control. I'm not slinging. I'm trying to maintain upright posture. Big breath. As I take my leg back, see, I'm not turning my toe out, okay? That's number one. So seat yourself down again, soften, tight, shoulders are down, toe is up. And you're gonna do that nice swing through. See how I'm swinging? Yeah. Just like that. And just hang out there just for a little bit. And see if you can come up just a tiny bit higher, but don't flex your back, okay? You're staying rib cage up, take big breaths. It's a big move. Don't turn that toe. Keep that leg pretty straight. Should have a lot of pressure build up here. Take a breath, a couple more. We're almost there. Don't turn that toe back. Don't turn it out, don't turn it out. Just a couple more. Here we go, here we go, here we go. 1, 2, one more, 3. And bring it down. See that? Turn out. If you had a lot of pressure build up, just turn your toe out. It'll release it. Okay? Yay. All right. Now I've got the chair here. This time I'm going to turn to the chair. Okay? I'm going to turn to the chair. I'll turn like this so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to step back. I'm going to keep my hands down. I'm going to hip hinge. So any forward movement comes from where? Comes from the hip. It does not come from my back. Okay? So once I've done that, I've done a little hip hinge. I'm pushing down. I'm going to find my pathway. Now, believe it or not, this one is the one that gets tricky on your hips if they've been replaced. So you cannot lock your knees, okay? You bend at the knee and you hip hinge. And the difference is when you hip hinge, you make your back extended, okay? So once you've done that, you're gonna come across your leg, then you're gonna go out here as far as you can. Now this is the tight hip. This is the replaced hip for me. Some of you have both hips replaced. So just follow what I'm gonna show you here and make a small pathway. Don't think you have to go big in this move. All right, you have to you wanna keep it swinging. And again, my toe is up in dorsiflexion, but I don't wanna catch my toe on this chair. See, that's number one. See how I wanna cross and back? This rotation is a really important rotation. And if you feel tightness in your hips, good. Just stay with me. Just don't think you have to go big. We're going to do a lot of repetitions. So again, the supporting leg is just a little bit soft. It's not really bent. I'm pushing down on my chair and I'm just crossing my midline. Okay, this has implications all the way up into your back. This little move right here. Take a big breath. Exhale. breath. Exhale, keep your knees soft. The supporting knee. Couple more of these, stay with me, keep your toe up. Don't let it hit the chair. Take a big breath. Big breath. Okay, 3 more, here we go. 1, 2, 3. You should have felt some sensations all up and through here. Yeah. Take a big breath. Toe goes out, turn. Toe goes out, turn. Yeah. So this is this pairs with the front leg swing. So I'm just kind of recapping so that you get into this, used to doing this kind of a stance. Okay, now take your toes way out again. And as your toes are out, or in eversion, push your hips forward as you drop your shoulders. So my toes are out. I'm going to be feeling a lot of pressure on the inside of my foot. See? Soften up your knees and push your hips forward. Okay, drop your shoulders. Okay, so this little series I'm doing right now is going to be very important for wonky hips. Big breath, push your hips forward. Big breath, push your hips forward, soften up your knees, keep pushing, don't stop. I'm pushing my hips forward. Drop your shoulders, and then come back out of it. Come back out of it. Put your hands right here. Push your butt back, and just come way down. Let the chest really go through the arms. Right here, and you want to go through so far that you feel your shoulders stretching. Your knees are soft, and you're pushing back on the butt. Then you're going to swing forward. Take a big deep breath, and we're going to go in with our toes. Got it? So we're doing a lot of inversions and eversions, a lot of rotations through our ankles, which affects the knee, which affects the hip, which affects the back. So come way in with your toes. You got your chair here, correct? Now step a little closer to the chair, and you're putting your hips toward the chair. See that? Now the pressure is on the outsides of the feet. Yeah, that kind of rotation. Drop your shoulders. Your knees are a little bit soft. They're very straight, but you just don't lock them. Okay? So do that hyperextension. See how I'm pushing? And I'm hanging out here for just a little bit. Just hanging out here. And then I'm going to come back. And I'm going to rotate back. Okay? Good. Now I'm going to come back to my chair. Okay? Got my little balls here if I need them. Put them right there. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my little balance pad. Okay? This is where most of you have your little rods that we use. I use this one. I have several, but I use this one so you can see it against the white backdrop. Yeah, it's just an old handle of a, I don't know, a mop or something. Okay, so here we go. The pad goes right here. I'm going to step into the pad. I'm going to use my rod right next to me because I don't have a wall. If I had a wall, I would be close to the wall so I can put my hand on the wall to hold my balance. Now I'm going to bring my one leg up here. See that? And I'm going to rotate out. As I'm holding balance, so I'm going to one leg balance, but I'm going to rotate through the hip. So here it goes, right here, rotate up, and you only go up as far as you can maintain a straight stature. When you start bending, then you're done. Because now I'm going to rotate around and I'm going to bring it up. And I'm going to go tap, 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 tap. Then I'm going to bring it up, rotate out, rotate the knee down, rotate behind, bring it down to a stance. Change the feet, okay? So again, you do this whole thing, and if this is throwing you, then do the whole thing on the floor. But if you have bare feet, which I hope that many of you do, standing on the pad will be very beneficial to your balance and to your foot mobility and strength and rotations that we're doing today. So here we go. So first thing I'm going to do is bring my knee up here, get a hold of where my knee is. Then I'm going to go out. I'm going to rotate up, bring it around, and go tap, tap, tap. Bring it around, bring it down, and then bring it under, okay? So I'm going to do that one more time on this side. So I'm holding my balance, drop your shoulders, tight tummy. So first of all, let's identify where's the knee, where's the foot. The knee is down. Now I'm going to go out rotation. Okay, now I'm going to rotate my knee up. I'm going to come around and tap, tap, tap. Then I'm going to come back out, rotate that knee down, and come under and stand. I know it. Oh my goodness. Okay, step to the side of the little pad. Now we're going to take the bar. We're going to put it right over our head. See that? Then I'm going to bring it back behind my neck. So this is pushing some of your shoulders. Then I'm going to go down one side. See, I didn't rip it all the way behind me. We're not ready for that. But it's right behind my head. And I'm going to go down right here. See that? Hold your ground with your feet. Take big deep breaths. Okay, I got one hand here. One hand on the other side. Keep my chin tucked. Take a big deep breath. Bring one hand down. And now just rotate back. See, hold it with your thumbs. Thumbs are up. See that? Drop your shoulders. The shoulder blades are squeezing. Yeah. You know who I put this in for, right? You guessed it. Okay, bring the other hand up. Bring it back down. So I want you to at least get to where you can do a rotation in your shoulder that will achieve this kind of motion. Because then I'm going to bring it up and around and down. So don't think, because I know what you're seeing out there. You're seeing somebody come up here and rotate this whole son of a gun all the way down. Straight arms. Well, if you try to do that, you're going to rip something. We're approaching it, but we want to stay safe while we do it. So let me go through that one more time. Okay? So we're on our feet. Our knees are soft. I'm going to go into my toes and lift my heels. See that? Then I'm going to go into my heels and lift my toes. And you may not do one them both at the same time. Just bring one up, bring the other up. Okay? Now go to neutral stance. So it's tight tummy, drop your shoulders, just like you're getting ready to sit on a horse. Okay? We're going to bring those hands up with the bar. We're going to go back as far as we feel we can with a very wide grip. Okay? Some of you will not be able to take it all the way down here. So your hands are gripping on all the way out. Go down as far as you can and then bend one elbow, bring it down and open. Bend one elbow, bring it up and open. Got it? take a breath, bring it back over and down. So if you can just gently come up, over as wide as you can, and then when you're like, I think that's it, then bend one elbow and then bring it down. Bend one elbow and bring it up. Then come around, okay? Shoulder rotations, yes. Hip rotations, we're fixing to get right on into that now. So, you see how I bent my knees and I came down and picked that up? I hope you caught that. Checking what I'm trying to do with you guys. I got my little light box here, so I'm seeing this in my eyes, this whole workout. I'm gonna keep my little balls right there. So I'm gonna go into my chair right here. And I don't have my pad on the chair for a reason. So I'm going to rotate. So I'm going to do this. Now I want you to look at how this move is. See this move? We've done it many times. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to drop my shoulders. And I'm going to rotate. So those of you who cannot or have a hard time getting in the floor, I would encourage you in the next part to either do it on your bed, if you can get in your bed, or do it from the chair. You can do everything we're going to do from the chair. You might modify a little bit, or you can sometimes get against a wall and do some of these moves. Do you see this? See that rotation? And you're rotating through the hips, you're rotating through the knees. This move, you need to get to where you can be proficient in this move, and we're going to do it on the floor too. So, and this can be done if you do it carefully and you watch your posture, you watch your lineup. You can do it with your hips, with your knees that, you know, have been compromised in their function. But before we go into that now, I'm going to put my toes here and I'm going to rotate back down. See that? So I'm going to open, rotate down. I'm going to bring one knee up. I'm going to come over here. So I'm showing you some of the things that you might do in the chair when we do it in the floor. And it all involves rotation, rotation, rotation. See how I'm rotating across my midline? Then I'm going to rotate out as far as I can. Do you see that? Then I'm going to rotate my hips forward. So let's do that first part again. Drop your shoulders. Open back. Yeah. Bring your leg up. You can use your hand here if you want to. Come across midline. See that? Then you're going to open here as far as you can. This is my tight hip. Then I'm going to rotate forward. This rotation forward with this leg in this position, this leg in this position, you should feel this tightness big time right there. And as you come down, you put your elbows on your knees. You don't just make your back hold you in this position. You don't, this is mobility, this is rotation. We're rotating forward now. And then we're going to come back. And so you know what I would check? If I came into your room, I would check your leg position. So remember how we did this. We went across and then we went wide open with one leg. This one's straight forward. Then we used our hands on our knee. And as you go down, you come down from the hip. This is my hip replace side. I understand it. I know. And you should be feeling quite a stretch in your groin right now. So once you come down here a couple times, now is when you turn. Now is when you push against your knee. Right there. You're pushing really hard against your knee. Okay? Drop your shoulders, take big breaths. You're pushing right here against your knee, out. As you're coming in, down as far as you can with your head, chest. You don't come down with a rounded back. And then hang out here for a bit. Rotate back and forth. See how I'm coming in with my knee and then out with my knee? I'm maintaining a little gentle pressure by coming down as far as I can on my upper body. And then I just rotate my knee in and then rotate my knee out. Now push down on your shoulders, push down on your elbows, come up. Bring that leg in. Got it? Okay, now I'm gonna keep this here, okay? I'm gonna rotate back. There's that rotation again. Rotate back, drop your shoulders, rotate across midline. See that? Yeah, don't round your back. Take a big breath. Now go all the way open as far as you can. You got it? Now I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna come right down close to this leg. Now my elbow is right here in the knee and I'm pushing. Yeah, just like that, pushing against that knee as I come down, pushing. Pushing against both knees, pushing one then the other. So this is groin. Then you release, come in, open. Release, come in, open. Release, come in, open. Take a big deep breath. Rotate back up. Now we're ready to come down. So how do we do that? We go like this. This is where you either continue in the chair or you go over and lay down on your little bed and you'll be able to do the rest of the whole thing from your bed. Or you can do it in a chair or you can get up against a wall. Whatever. But my first thing, of course, would be getting in the floor. And you know what? For some of us with knees replaced, it doesn't bother me, but I want to show you that right now is when you put your pad down. And you come, now this is not my knee replaced, but I could do it on my knee replaced side, see? Just like that. It doesn't bother my knee, but it might still bother your knee. Then you don't do that. Or you try it with this and get right to your hands and knees. So here I am. See that? Take a big deep breath. Move my chair back. Okay. Bring. I'm on the pad now. I'm on the little balance pad. And I'm gonna go down to my elbows, rotate through my hips. Then I'm gonna rotate through my hips, bring them out. Then I'm gonna rotate back. Now, this is the one that catches me because I can't go down nearly as far on this leg as I can on this leg because this is my knee replaced side. It's very tight. But you know what? This kind of rotation through the hips, rotate out, then rotate back is a good thing to do for my hip, my knee. Open, then come back. So that kind of start on rotations through your hip is a good place to start. So as I'm here, I'm going to go into a mad cat. Then I'm going to come back down, pull my shoulder blades together, go back into a mad cat. So this kind of a thing done on your pad, on your balance pad, is a super rotation. You see how I'm rotating through the spine, through the shoulders, through the hip? I can go from toe, then flat on the top of my foot as I rotate under. Here we go, back down, toe. Then I come back down, breath. So you do those rotations before you go to sit in the floor. So now I'm going to come down and I'm going to sit in the floor. And I'm going to sit on my sit bones in the floor. Okie dokie. And now I'm going to do the rotations. And it goes something like this. Use this pad anytime you need to. You can put a knee on it, a hand on it, however you want to do it. But you see how I'm rotating? So I want to get to where I can rotate. So this is my hip replaced. This is my knee replaced. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to roll to the other side. And I'm going to rotate. I'm going to go across the gluteus maximus, okay? So that means the bigger part of your butt. So you're gonna rotate. You wanna go from side to side pretty readily. Do you need to use your hands back here? Probably, and that's okay. See, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna rotate back, and then I'm gonna go to here, and I'm gonna go as wide as I can. See that? So this doesn't hurt my knee, doesn't hurt my hip at all, but this rotation from side to side, it's kind of a big deal. Okay, see how I'm open here? I'm leaning back, just like that. Now I'm gonna lean in, and I'm gonna further rotate. So I'm gonna come to my elbow right here, and I'm gonna just lift my leg. I'm gonna rotate up. See that? So I'm not opening anymore. I'm just lifting. See that? Just like that. And I can go straight and back. So it's a lot of rotation that being in this position gives me a chance to do. See that? So this is your own body weight. You're just in a rotation move, and then you lean into your elbow, keep your shoulder down, and you just bring that knee off the floor, and then you can just go straight with it and then come back. See that? Now I'm going to come up to sitting, then I'm going to rotate. I'm doing this slowly so you can see what I'm doing. See this? So now I'm over here. I can come down on my elbow or stay on my hand, whichever's going to work for you. Go nice and wide here. And all I'm going to do is what? Lift this knee. That's it. See? Don't round your shoulders, and then just come straight. Rotate. See, rotate, 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 rotate. In and out. Okay, take a big breath through your nose. Drop your shoulders. Yes, rib cage up. Lift that knee. Extend. And then come back. And you just want to see where you catch. So this one's more challenging for me because this is the hip that's kind of talking to me. And I'm trying to do everything I can to keep it mobile. And this rotational workout today is one of those little key things that will help tremendously in that aspect. Okay, so as I'm sitting here, I'm just going to bring one knee in. See that? Rotation again, rotation again. So we're right here, and I'm going to just, in this position, let one leg come out here. This is my hip replace side. I'm not going to force it. I'm going to go to where I feel it, and then I'm going to come back. Then I'm going to let this one go out, and I'm going to come back. Then I'm going to press on my heels, keep my hands right here, turn your fingertips toward your butt, drop your shoulders, press on your heels, and rotate up. Then rotate back, okay? So this is a lot of movement through your shoulders, through your hips, hamstrings, feet, okay? You ready? Drop your shoulders, tighten your tummy, and press and come up with those hips right there. Take a big deep breath, bring her back down and back down. Now go leg down, rotate, hip right there, right there. See this move? This is the move I do to check to see what's happening with your back. So if you're doing this forward movement, as you push your heel down and you're leaning in, I want to see if you're leaning in from your hip or if you're rounding your back. Okay, so that's what I would be checking. Okay, after we've done that now, we're going to use this. We're going to put our heels on it. Okay. We're going to bring our butt close to it. We're going to go rotate to the side, rotate down, and you're on the floor. You're gonna keep your toes pointing up. You're gonna push into your heels, but before you lift and rotate through the hip, what are we gonna do? Everybody should be screaming at the screen. You're gonna tighten your gluteals. That's right. Tighten your gluteals. Palms are up. Tighten your gluteals, lift. You're gonna come right on up. And you're gonna squeeze really tight, okay? Now, before you go down, you're gonna pretend that you're gonna rotate into one leg and bring one leg up. And you're gonna hang out here for a little bit. Then you're going to put your foot down and let it share the load and come down. So you don't come down until you have shifted and lifted one leg up. So here we go. Squeeze the butt, the gluteal, lift, lift, lift. Okay, now you're gonna shift into the other leg and you're going to bring the other leg up just a little bit. Hang out up here, hang out, hang out, hang out, hang out, hang out. Then put the foot down, shift and come down. If you have double hips replaced, this is the move I want you to really work with, okay? And you've noticed, I'm sure you've noticed, because I have one hip replaced, one not replaced, but I am so much weaker on the other side. So here we go, let's do it one more time. So first thing you do, heels down, tighten the butt, rotate, bring the coccyx, from the coccyx, one vertebrae at a time, come up. Okay, shift your weight into whichever leg you want to, hold it there, and then just bring the other leg up. Hold yourself, hold yourself, hold yourself. Then shift, come back, bring the hips up, and bring the other leg up. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, bring it up, hold it. Put your foot down, and then come down. Okay? Bring that leg in and up. I got one leg down here. Now I'm going to take you into what's called an L stretch. We've done this before, but I'm going to lay it right across that little pad there. And now my leg is in an L shape. Okay? So up. Make sure that your bottom leg is not rotated out. So you want to keep that in, and you want to go point, flex, and rotate your ankle. So point, pull your toe, flex, and then rotate. If you need to, I hope you don't miss this, keep your knee just a little bit bent. I would rather you do that and have your knee over your tummy than to try to get a straight leg out here. Okie dokie. Take a big breath, bring that leg down, rotate across your body. Rotations, got to get a rotation there. This is about rotating today. Here we go, right there. Ease your shoulder down. Don't let your shoulder come up. Take a big breath. Just hang out here for a couple seconds, then bring that leg back and switch. So here we go. This leg goes down. The toe is up, not out. You're going to bring your knee in. You can use your hand under here if you want to. And then you're going to go up as far as you can. And you're going to point, flex, rotate through the ankle, roll it. Point, flex, and circle. Point, flex, and circle. You're going to hang out here. Remember, it's okay to bend your knee a little bit if you're keeping your knee over your tummy, your belly button, okay? Try to get it as straight as possible. Take a big deep breath, palms are up. Just hang out here. You can do points and flex. You can do rotations of the ankle. This is a great time to rotate. Just don't lose this and keep your toe up down there, okay? Palms are up. Now you bring it down. And when you rotate across your midline, do not bring your shoulder off the ground. Now, some of you might say, well, I can't put my knee down. And I would say that's okay. Don't let the shoulder come off the ground. Rotate over, rotate over, rotate over. Hang out here you can hang out here as long as you need to if you have a tight back, or, you know, this is feeling like it's really addressing some of your tightness. Just hang out here, but make sure you keep that shoulder down. Take a big deep breath. Come back. And you're at the dead bug. We're right here at the dead bug. See that? So now I can come in and out and do that. So we've done inversions and eversions seated. We've done it laying down, and we've done it standing. Inversions and eversions. And one of the biggest reasons to do that is it rotates through your hip. And that is a really important thing for us to maintain that mobility. Even if we're a little bit tight, maintain that. Now I'm going to go from here, and I'm going to just rotate. Rotate, rotate, rotate. So here I am again, up on all fours. Okay, so I'm right here. This time I'm going to go through my feet. You could get up from the chair. You could put your knees back on the pad if you need to. Whatever you need to do. I'm going to stretch through my forearms, front to back. I'm going to put my hands down, stretch gently, front to back. Then I'm going to put pressure into my toes. I'm going to equalize and stay right here. I'm going to rotate, get one more stretch on my groin by rotating. See how I'm rotating back and forth? I don't just come up. Keep your shoulders down. Rotate until you feel the groin stretch. Rotate until you feel the groin stretch. Take a big deep breath. Push into your feet. Use your hands right here. Drop your shoulders. And you're up. Woo! That was the rotation. So sometimes when you're feeling tight, pull this one up. It'll say rotations. Mobility on rotations. That's what it'll say.